What rolls downstairs, alone or in pairs, and over your neighbor's dog? What's great for a snack and fits on your back? It's log, log, log. It's log, it's log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, it's log. It's better than bad, it's good. Everyone's a log. You're gonna love it, log. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Log, log, log.
Wow, so I'm Dan. And I'm Nick, folks. We're old friends dissecting one topic at a time. People, technology, media, we've got it all covered.
Log from Blammo.
Each discussion here is a deep dive into our unique perspective. The taboo, forbidden subjects, they're all on the chopping block, baby. We don't pander to popular opinion. We might even get a little bit dirty.
Warning, this podcast may contain mature language and sexual content, and is for infotainment purposes only.
So join us. Have a good time.
Open up your ear holes. We're gonna fondle your follicles.
Welcome back. I'm Dan.
I'm Nick, folks.
And we're going to cover construction materials, including wood, granite,
Wood, metal,
marble,
granite, garble,
mud,
quartz,
earth,
quartzite, shale, slate. We're going to talk about... Holy shoot.
Is there anything specific that you want to cover?
I wanted to talk about granite and marble as far as how they look in countertops and the pricing for different levels. We'll get there.
If you'd like to buy some granite or marble. Oh, wait a second.
Not anymore. Number one salesman in the entire company for the month of April.
It'd be funny if we had an unpander's code for your old job that made more money than you did.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Best salesman of the year. Internet
Coupon code F yourself. Bring it to my job right there in KOP, and we will honor it for 90% discount, folks. That's a 90%.
Yours.
Yours. That's good. I like that, actually.
Yeah. Extremely hard to say. I would like to cover,
please,
how important wood is and where's it going. Why can't we just all get along? That's what I would like to cover.
Good.
Where do you want to begin?
Building. When did building begin? The earliest part of man?
Holy crap. Did you research this?
No. I literally typed in building and man, and they're like, people surmise that humans were building since the earliest part of human civilization.
Well,
we don't have written records. We don't have anything to record anything.
Yeah, it's not like classic fire, caves,
hold on.
the writings inside of caves. It's raining.
Caves.
It's wet. No one likes to be wet.
But that's a cave. It's already built.
You can etch
so when
caves.
Did we start building? I guess you can make them deeper.
Yeah, like New Mexico. I think it's like Bandelier. Like those people like there's a little bit of a dugout area. We're gonna just chip away at it until we have houses in this cave wall.
It makes sense.
It's pretty badass.
That's how you do it in Minecraft. Minecraft is
It
really civilization.
touches on life.
It's civilization. I mean, because you don't have anything until you have shelter and some tools.
It's very alpha.
It's not alpha. What's alpha about it?
You gotta keep going. You can't stop. You need materials. You need to consume. You need to eat.
What alpha is? No, I was not checking the score of the basketball game.
You can't stop. Can't stop.
Interesting.
Feel it.
Can't stop. Yeah, that's a good song.
I beat you. So, first house, oldest known surviving buildings. That doesn't count. Does it? First built?
Yeah, it does, because it's a building.
4,800 BC? 5,000 BC? 7,000 years ago-ish?
Not shabby. Still standing?
Is
it an open plan? What kind of a design are we talking? Are we talking like a rancher? Did they do 2-story? Is windows? Is there a lot of light? Light is important to a house.
It kind of makes me feel like, stop attacking us. We're going to build this wall.
It's essentially just a wall. with something over top of it.
I think they built one wall, and they're like, they can get around. So he's like, let's do the other three sides.
Make another one.
We need another wall over here. Again, Minecraft.
It is. So shelter becomes the number one reason.
Key.
Then there's like privacy for when you're plowing your dumb cave woman wife.
I mean, relatively dumb to us now because, well, they could have been smart back then. You don't really know. It's not like they'd be on the same plane, but they could.
That's a good point. I was actually making the joke that all cave people were dumb, not women or men. I was pretending to be sexist. I don't know if anyone caught that, but you do raise an interesting point. We don't know how smart people are.
They could have been incredibly smart for the age. Like you'd probably be a dumbass. They'd be like catching fish out of a river with their bare hands, and you'd be like, "What the hell is this?" And you'd be starving, and they'd just be laughing. Look at this idiot.
It's a good point because there's different. We quantify intelligence differently than they would. Like obviously at our tests, they'd be bad at them.
Yeah, but
this idiot doesn't know algebra. But he could build his own crappy wall out of nothing with no tools. That's pretty impressive.
I bet he could be in the middle of a forest and like he could hear a little sound and know exactly what it is and where it's coming from.
That's a good point. It's a kind of intelligence. So what we're talking at here is building. The builder of the group.
Architect.
A little bit. Is that like the first architects?
Yeah, you can tell there's a plan to these buildings, like the ancient buildings. There's definitely a method.
What even drives an architect? I can't even fathom that because I'm not. I'm anti-architect. I just live in places. I don't ever have desire to furnish, build, or make a home mine. It's not in my DNA.
So
it really isn't.
I get this.
You're in between.
This kind of surprised me because we had an episode on luxury and like winning the lottery, and then for me it's like I want to design my own complex and like figure out like the optimal whatevers, like how you would interact with what you're using. So it's all about, for me, interacting with a tool or a function which happens to be a house, and like easiest path from A to B to C, and how you would use all those things in a different like weight.
Not to change subject, did you design the house you live in now?
I built it.
You had it right,
built.
Well, you didn't build it. You had it built.
Yeah,
but like how much input?
Yeah.
How much input did you have?
I paid them a lot of money that I didn't have.
Did you? But I mean, did you?
I selected the optimal choices for what I thought my lifestyle would be.
Was it here's your options? What do you want? Is it free plan? You can do whatever you want. Pay us? Is it?
It's like you have like maybe a dozen options that you can select to improve, and some of them are really expensive. So a lot of them I tried to actually cut, and anything that was like reasonably priced. When you're building a house, they actually tack on like maybe 2 or 3 times the cost of whatever it is, and then
do they? Why? Because
they're the builder.
Couldn't you? Well, think of this though. Wouldn't it cost to redo them? Like, do you know what I mean? So let's say you get option A because B is the one you really wanted, but it was 3 times as much. So you bought A, and then you're like, okay, well, as soon as I get in my house, I'm going to redo it anyway. I'm going to redo the wiring, or I'm going to break down this wall. Isn't it going to cost you the same anyway?
So you can
have to undo
areas.
some building? Okay.
Like the carpet, we picked the cheapest carpet because half of it we knew we were going to rip up and put tile down. The tile was like 4 times as expensive as what we put down.
But you couldn't select the tile originally? I'm just curious.
But the cost of the tile would be folded into the house, and then they tax you on the house. So you're paying not only...
So you're paying the interest, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're paying more and then being taxed on it. 3% for indefinitely.
But you say you're talking about paying more. Was it actually more?
It literally was more, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I never bought a house and never built one and did something like that.
Yeah.
So you realized you could do it better yourself or through a contractor or whoever, and you were just like, and I won't have to pay interest on it, whatever the housing market. Okay.
The base stuff is not bad.
That's fine. This all makes sense. We'll come back to this. So let's rewind a little bit. Architects want to build or want to shelter themselves, or they want to see something that they can outlives.
My sister and my brother-in-law are both architects.
Okay.
They have a passion for figuring out like how people lived and then the things that persisted. This is almost like our previous episode.
That's why it's funny. It ties into it.
So they have a passion.
We also want to make something that lasts longer than a meal, or last longer than a beer, or last longer than it lasts. It lasts fairly long.
Or like efficiency, like LEED design. LEED is
I
like
wasn't even going with efficiency. LEDE.
LEED, I think. It's like a green building. It uses less power than most. It's like good
green
isolation. What do you call it? Insulation.
Okay.
So you lose less to the environment.
Heat, cold. Yeah. Okay. Carbon emissions. Et cetera,
also,
et cetera.
like the materials you use, like it's changing, and the way you use them is like an efficient way of distributing like the strength of a building. Like certain times you can build it in a certain way to save materials and be just as spacious and strong as another building that is wasteful.
Thrifty.
Exactly.
What's your favorite word for that?
Value. All about value.
All about value.
Value.
Per square foot. So let's rewind a little bit. We did talk about the first builders, what drives builders. Wood obviously becomes the kind of the number one choice right off the bat.
So this is kind of interesting from like a war perspective. So like China, they didn't really have a navy.
China. The country.
China. Yep. Because they didn't have any trees. Like they had very little trees.
Enough. Right. Yeah. Per person.
They had a navy at a time, but not for a long time. Like they had a little in the beginning. So like versus like Britain, who had a lot of trees. They had a huge
Very
navy.
much so. A huge navy. One of the greatest navies. Yeah, that's right. Source of their power for a while.
Yeah. And it was kind of an interesting thing that I forget who it was. There was a guy that recognized the value of trees, and he went along the countryside like Johnny Appleseed, planting. I think it was oaks, like whatever they used for their ships.
Oak sounds about right. I could be wrong, but
he was planning like generations ahead so that they would have ships and be able to build a navy, a fleet that could protect their island.
Was he Chinese? Is that why you brought that up?
No, because like China has a problem now. Okay. So like
they can't sustain the need for wood.
Yeah.
Would you say there's the Chinese need wood and someone has to give it to them?
Yes, I would say that.
You would, wouldn't you?
But like their structures are mostly concrete. So like China, when they're in the midst of a boom, they're using up concrete at a massive scale because they don't have natural resources. Or
what is concrete again?
Stone and lime.
Cement.
Yeah.
Or is cement a concrete mix? I think it's cement and stone and
water, aggregate, rock, sand, or gravel.
Aggregate, rocks, yeah.
Cement.
Cool. So then what is cement?
It's a binding agent.
Can you make anything out of cement?
I don't know that I could define cement in a way that will make us happy on this podcast.
It will make us sad. It will ruin our days. Cement. It's weird. It's not really a thing.
Dude, like so
anything we walk on is concrete, essentially.
I think so.
Well, what about when a sign says wet cement? Is that just cement, or is that really concrete and they're just calling it cement?
So
I'm getting real deep here.
Google saves us here. Although the terms cement and concrete often are used interchangeably, cement is actually an ingredient of concrete, which I mentioned already.
I'm actually the one who brought it up, but let's move on.
Sure.
Let's not.
I understand.
We can rewind. People at home, rewind.
Knowledge
here. Mentioned it.
Concrete is basically a mixture of aggregates and paste. Includes cement. So China, using up all of their trees, they didn't have natural building materials, so they'll use up more concrete than like any other nation when they're expanding.
God bless them. Yeah. There's a lot of people there. They're saying, I think last estimate I heard was 1 million people live in China. 1 million. You imagine that? That's more than 1,000. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, it's becoming a sought after resources for them. So they're actually going into like the Amazon and like providing Brazil with like materials so that they can strip the Amazon, the greatest rainforest on Earth. Deforestation.
We've always hated the Chinese here on this podcast, haven't we?
Yeah, I think maybe. When you say me,
just you, really. I think I think they're great people. That is a bit of practice, but this also comes with overpopulation. People,
the need for resources, consumerism.
Exactly. So the first one and the most logical one is wood for various reasons, though. Wood floats. You touched on it earlier. That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really wild. Concrete, does that float? You making any concrete boats?
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
That was one of the challenges in the engineering college I went to, is that you build a boat out of concrete and then you sail it.
So what do you have to do? Fill it with something?
I think they use like the lightest concrete possible.
And then what? There has to be another agent.
There's like a
in
structural like aspect to it, to like gaming it.
Oh,
so
like
that
if it's flat enough.
Yeah, the way it's flared out.
Spaced out, the weight is okay. That makes sense.
It's the distribution.
Interesting. Distribution of weight. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I knew what I was talking about, but you knew the proper term.
Oh, that's okay.
It's almost like you deserve more money than me in your career because you know the terms.
I know nothing, but I can talk us a mean storm and make a bunch of money.
Listen, I'm back.
So that comes to like materials, like strength of materials. Like wood is one of those like fibrous materials that was actually a living thing. So it's kind of an interesting like form of strength. Like if you had like
recently, I pulled up a shrub. I mentioned this in the last episode. That living, breathing wood was son of a bitch to pull up.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, really tough, hard. When it's a living thing, it's held together in a weird way. It's tenuous. It's tendinous. It
fights back.
Sinewy.
It's almost like it didn't want to die.
Together, yeah.
Aren't you glad that you're the dominant, I guess, organism on this planet? Imagine if you were stuck in one place.
Necessarily. If I was wood or a tree, life would pass differently for me.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have gotten on a dirt bike and hurt yourself if you were wood.
I don't know. Trees are doing weird shit now. If I see a tree get on a dirt bike, oh my god, you just reminded me of what I did. What's the statute of limitations of destruction of property?
Probably years.
How many?
I would throw 3 out there.
Like, so 10's fine? All right, me and my boys got really drunk at a certain school, and they were building a new area on campus, and the only thing I remember is we were really drunk, and we hardly ever did this. It was a drinking incident. We picked up saplings that they had planted and picked them up and threw them.
Oh.
Wait, what's the statute of limitations? We didn't do this. I was joking.
It depends on the state that you're in. Mostly 6.
Yeah. Okay, we're good. Anyway, we threw those saplings as far as we could, and we were laughing, and we were really drinking, having a good old time. We picked up trees and threw them and ruined them.
So that's kind of an interesting thing that you bring up, because a tree, when it's a sapling, it's not worth that much. But a tree that has been planted years ago, since trees can last hundreds of years, like, how much do you think that's worth? Because you can't recreate the tree that was there.
Age. You can't recreate age.
No. There was a person that was sued, and they lost.
Are you talking about the poisoning the tree?
Well, there is that. There's a
I know. Phoebe Judge. She listens to the podcast. Yeah. Everyone check it out. She loves our podcast the most.
Ross Perot that was donating to save the tree. He's one of the key figures or something.
Yeah, I think he was. Oh, that's weird. He had really large ears. Everyone at home. That was the big joke, right? As we were kids.
Yeah. That was when we first came of age. I think we started to listen to politics and stuff.
It was big ear Ross Perot.
But someone poisoned the tree, and then the value of the tree, it was like the centerpiece of that college. I think it was Alabama.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a college. It might have been. Either way, they paid exorbitant amounts to all these doctorates, professors, tree professionals, like all these people to come out and check on the health of the tree and try and fix it. Oh, he found out it was a college.
Auburn. It was Auburn tree. It was Auburn, but it was an Alabama fan who poisoned it.
Oh, damn! Really?
Yep.
101 to 80. What were we saying?
Oh God, it's gonna annoy me so much. So the value of a tree
21.8.
is actually ridiculous. Like someone destroyed a single tree and it cost them $600,000.
What?
$600,000 for one tree.
What tree?
It was on someone's property and they chopped it down. And then because of its age, its size.
Who calculates that value?
There's actually laws on the books that say like in Oregon.
Count the rings. Okay.
Yeah, there's like a
In
base
Oregon?
value. There's
Oregon?
a base value for
It's
the
Oregon,
size, type
right?
of trees.
It's Oregon.
Oregon. And then
Oregon.
Oregon.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oregon.
So there's actually a base cost on like the age of a tree, the type of the tree, the weight of the tree. So if you destroy a tree in certain states, there's actually arbor laws that say the tree costs multiples more.
That's awesome.
It's like 2 or 3 times more than the standard in other states.
Damn.
So if you chop down multiple trees on other people's properties,
I bet
you could be paying like millions of dollars in restitution. Like you can't take a tree and plant it there because that would cost an equal amount. That's ridiculous. It's expensive.
So I got drunk 4 years ago and bought the best rated axe on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what, like a $50
Try it out when you
axe.
first got it. Swinging an axe is hard to actually chop down a tree. It takes forever.
Oh, a tree. Holy crap. I have no idea. I've never done a tree. But I was going to say, I finally got to use it on this damn shrub, beating the hell out of it. I was axing the business out of it.
You thought you were tough in the beginning, and then towards the middle, you're just like, oh, shit.
No. I mean, everyone look at me. I'm expecting a physical
And then he
whatever.
tied the tree to his axle and drove.
And I drove off.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is I actually think I could chop down a tree. It would take me so long. My God. I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
A, they're tough, and B, the axe isn't huge. It was a $50 axe. It's not like it was a $300 piece.
So is one of the...
I forget where I was going with that.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with that either. But the strength
did
of
have
the
a
material,
reason.
like strength of wood, is surprising. Same thing with the strength of like bone. Like
Really?
Yeah, like an organic material. I think the compressive strength of bone is
What's
very
the
high.
compressive strength?
So it's like if you're trying to like push something in on itself, it's very strong.
Compression.
Compression. Versus
What? I wasn't even looking at anything. Does
Versus
my things
steel.
turn bright white every time I check on it?
oh yeah, it does. I hope someone on the feed understands how you're ignoring them and me.
I'm not ignoring it. I was checking on the score of the game. It's the playoffs, baby, and it's swish time. This could be released like a year after they win the championship. They could be watching the championship run live. Me.
So if you didn't have wood, what would you be building with? What would
I
your
would
house
use
look
brick.
like? Use brick?
Brick.
So that's like a clay that's put in a furnace.
Well, what actually? I was just about to ask that. Is that what happens with brick? Is it clay that's been shoved on fire, or is that something else?
Oh, I said mix of clay.
What's crazy is that we use mortar, right, between our bricks.
Yep.
Do you know there's a disorder called pica where you eat mortar or candles
I thought that was toilet paper.
or hair?
Don't you eat everything?
Not everything. It's weird. Toilet paper might be on the list though.
So
There's like 8 things that you eat or drink or whatever.
brick is actually sand, clay, lime, iron oxide, and magnesia.
No shit.
Or magnesium
Oh
if there's
my
more than
God.
one.
Magnesium. It's always magnesium.
So that's interesting. Sand and clay.
Hold on a second. That's so weird. Yeah, that's what I thought I saw. Brick, and if not, I would build a house out of mud. Can you do
Yeah,
that?
like an adobe.
Mud only goes so high. A what?
An adobe? You know nothing about construction. I'm surprised. There's certain topics where you just don't care. Not the top podcast topic. Just like in life, you're like,
No, 100%. I agree with you 1,000%. I don't.
this is what
The
scares
episode
me
is
about
headed-
like democracy. If there's people that just like, yeah, who cares? And it's like people are dying. They'd be like,
But you don't care about half the shit I'm talking about in other episodes. Like what? You all of a sudden you got high and mighty on adobes that I don't know about, like in wood. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm giving you your due, and you are way more versed in it, way more invested in it, and you spend way more time thinking about it. So I'm like, give it to him.
It's weird because I
don't think that I like... we both have the same vote? Is that what you're worried about?
Vote?
Mm-hmm. In a democracy, as you put it.
If the vote's on what type of wood should we eliminate from the earth, I'd be like,
he's Bubunga.
Bubunga. But it's one of those things.
I have a 5-string bass that's made from some exotic woods, my friend.
So you do appreciate wood, the grain.
I do.
The color.
I actually really do. Yeah, the grain, the color.
It's one
of the things. I'm gonna bring my bass over here. Hold on, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play it this time. Jesus
He's just gonna try to keep talking because he doesn't know what he's talking about. I play my bass too much. It's one of the things that surprisingly gets into our heads because we like to see wood grains everywhere because it's so natural. It's all around us, and we don't even pay attention to it until we actually start looking. Oh, that's a nice looking bass.
Oh, dude, it's gorgeous. But like, some of the wood in here is like there's wood, there's rosewood. I think it's inlaid like beautifully. Mm-hmm. There's like different woods, and they make the sound so rich and beautiful.
There's nothing to it. Doesn't do jack shit to the sound.
Yes, it does. Now, does it do as much as it's worth in the cost? Maybe not.
No.
But
the pickups mainly.
Sure, the pickups mainly. I agree with you 100%. But I mean, these guys do. Oh damn! I'm trying to play off the mirror.
It's like trying to ride a bike when the handles are reversed.
Or a dirt bike when you don't know how and you go through a fence. But whatever.
See, like I like that you're not actually using any of the wood to make the sound, though. Like the frets are metal, the strings are metal, the pickups are metal, magnets. The signal that you're listening to is not wood.
No. I think the resonation actually comes from the wood. So the frets are actually just placeholders. Frets don't make any damn noise. Okay. The strings vibrate, right? The strings will vibrate on the wood, so we all know that.
Vibrate on wood.
I think they do. Look, this is where they're vibrating from. This point on the bass. The frequency comes from the distance between whatever the hell the tuning head is and here, right?
Well, what is the support? It gives you the distance, but it doesn't create the vibration. If you're an acoustic, I'll give you acoustic. Let's talk acoustic.
If you give me an acoustic, because a different wood 100%. Would give you a different vibration, especially timber. You're not even touching on timber, my friend.
Well, what's timber?
Timbre. Look it up.
Like Good timber Lord. Wolves?
No, not the Timberwolves. My God, I'm going to send you to... I don't know the definition of timber. I just know what timber is. Give me the
definition. I was thinking timber like the wood.
Like, timber. No, what is the definition of timber, actually?
A wooden beam or board used in a building of a house, ship, or other structure, which is what we're talking about.
That's so weird. No, that's not what it is. Wait. Is that what shows up in Google?
Yes. We're talking about timber here.
Music.
Trees grown for timber.
It's Timbre.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with timber. In music, timbre, also known as the tone color or tone quality, is the perceived sound quality of a musical note, sound, or tone. Timbre distinguishes different types of sound production, such as choir voices and musical instruments, such as stringed instruments, wind instruments, and percussive instruments. It also enables listeners to distinguish different instruments in the same category. So it's what gives it its actual sound, like its sound color, if that makes sense.
But the timbre does not create the timbre.
No, the wood does. That's what gives it its timbre.
The shape does.
No, for God's sake, I'm telling you. Because you can have the same note with a clarinet that you can with a piano that you can with a bass, right? All three instruments are making the same sound. The same note.
Because it's all relative.
The only thing... It's a frequency. That note is a frequency.
We need like
it can be the exact frequency with all three. No, I'm telling you. All three can have the exact frequency. So technically, it's the exact note. The thing that makes them different is the timbre. It's the warmth of the sound, the fact that it comes from wood, the fact that it comes from air, the fact that it's notes on a piano vibrating. That makes it gives it a different feel, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Timbre is feel. And you get a different feel steel from woods?
I'll give it to you for I forget which was it. Stevie Ray Vaughan. He had a guitar that was falling apart, or maybe it was Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson had that special guitar that he would repair all repeatedly because it had a special sound to it.
You're the music expert. Go ahead.
Willie Nelson's guitar.
I hope it's wrong. I hope it's so wrong. I hope it's someone else. I hope
He
it's
saved
Ray
it from a
Charles,
boarding
and you just
building
didn't
one time.
know.
Trigger is the name of his guitar. I think it's like, how old is Trigger?
It's kind of cool that he named it.
It was 1969.
Summer of '69.
Trying to figure out if when he last played it. Hold on, I'm quiet here. It's not a very obvious read. Talk about timber. Talk about brick. You want to talk about?
We're done with that.
The house. Talk about what we put in the house.
Yeah, metal.
Why we care?
Let's get into metals. Let's jump to metals. Who cares? Let's go to metal.
So they do
brick, wood. They're awesome. Metal was next level.
Framing of the house can be wood or metal, depending where you are.
Really?
Yeah. In certain states, like termites that eat up the wood, they'll make it out of metal instead.
Makes sense. What is metal? I don't even know.
I don't even know either. It's the pieces of the universe that have scattered upon the globe. We just find these metal pieces everywhere and form alloys? It's a mix of metals.
Yeah, it was. Iron was the first one, and then we did iron with coke to make steel. Does that make sense?
Bronze Age? Yeah, are we gonna is this weaponry all over again? Are we?
You laugh coughed. I've never seen a laugh cough. That was incredible. Because I was like, is he coughing or is he laughing? And you're like, sorry.
But I mean, technology is based on what we do for killing other people or jerking off.
It's one of the top two. That's two of the top three. The other one is like what we piss into. Like urinal technology is pretty advanced right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's up there. Having sex, that's one of them. Yeah, you kind of jerk off. Same idea.
Yeah.
And then eating. I feel like eating probably drives a lot of technology.
Yeah, I'll give you those three.
Thank you for giving me those three.
You're welcome, Nick. So metals. I don't know. It's a big category. I don't know. What do you want to say about metals, Nick?
What can you fit in your mouth?
Stainless steel. I think most of our utensils are stainless steel.
Yeah, most of our sinks are as well. Most undermount sinks. An undermount sink kind of goes underneath, so you don't have that ugly lip for a top mount sink. Oh my God. The other thing that's important to notice of sinks is that as the gauge goes down in number, stainless steel gets stronger. So an 18 gauge stainless steel sink, garbage. Throw it out. Get it in the trash. 16 gauge, acceptable for your house. Go with it. It's not bad. 14 gauge, Kohler makes some nice 14 gauge stainless steel sink. Let me tell you that, folks. But you probably don't need it. So 16 is probably your sweet spot. You're hitting a home run, boom, 16 gauge stainless steel sink. Go on, Dan. What were you saying?
I was just thinking about the usefulness of metals are that they're strong in certain ways and very light. So it's
malleable.
Yeah, it spurs technology that allows you to go farther. Cars, trucks, airplanes, rockets.
You just named vehicles. Could you name anything else? I mean, really, household.
Bridges.
Thank you. The Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
A seventh wonder of the world at one point. An eighth wonder. It really depends. You have to check previous episodes of the Panders to find out, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it sounded like TJ McConnell scored.
Oh no. I don't know who that is.
I have the volume on in my ear. Up by 14. All right, we can come back.
Do you even watch the games during the season? You know that court?
I actually do a little bit.
The court is made of wood.
What is?
The basketball court.
The hardwood.
Yeah, hardwood.
Yeah, I have the game on the lowest sound volume possible, and I can hear the squeak of the shoes. That's something you don't get from anything else.
Squeak, 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 squeak,
Yeah,
squeak,
when they run
squeak.
with their sneakers, cutting on the floor, the bounce of the ball. It's akin to the sound of ice skates cutting at the ice. You know how you can't recreate that sound?
It's true. It's very unique.
It's one of the beautiful, unique sounds of the sport. And I think both sports kind of have it, basketball and hockey. So shout out basketball, shout out hockey. Both playoffs happen at the same time.
So metals? You got anything?
Yeah. Steel beams melt at a certain temperature when jet fuel burns. What happened on 9/11 was that a certain plane flew into it, and it couldn't have melted the steel beams and collapsed the building. Building 12, check all your records, check everything extra. There was some sort of conspiracy going on where the government didn't know exactly what was going on, or they did. Because I think Building 12 was set to blow from the inside because there's no way jet fuel burns at the right temperature to melt steel beams.
Okay. I don't know. That's the government conspiracy, is that they put explosives inside the building so they could destroy the building as part of the plan.
The only reason I don't believe in conspiracy theories is because,
it's complex. It's hard.
It's way too complex. And there's does the conspiracy theory people have a company? They probably do. Do they have an HR department? They probably do, because everyone has to have an HR. So is HR emailing everyone? Did they accidentally email the wrong person? Is there one person who got too many emails? Is there someone who wasn't included in the email? Is there someone had to sign off twice? Did they accidentally put the wrong explosives in the building because they weren't reading the second email that was a correction? It's oh my God, there's so much going on. And it's wait, they get everything right perfectly? Yeah, that's not America. That's not bureaucracy.
I'm trying to see.
No way.
So George Carlin, he had a comedy special on September 9th and September 10th of 2001.
Did he? Holy crap, for real?
Yeah. Guess what the name of the special was?
America?
No. The title,
New York?
The title literally is
Twin Towers?
I kind of like it when a lot of people die.
Damn. That's...
He recorded it the day before, and then September 11th happened, and he's like, shit. So he pulled that as soon as possible.
Should he have to? He literally did it not knowing 9/11 would happen.
Does that make it acceptable? It's comedy, so comedy is already supposed to be on the edge of
spoof,
awkward,
kind of funny. Don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Anyway, steel. When I think with the alloy steel, really changed the game. I think steel was the number one proponent of change in manufacturing.
Empire State Building.
Exactly. I think it has to do with
the height you can build too.
Automobiles.
Yeah, Sim Tower. Yep.
Right, because of the weight. Steel weighed way less than iron, and it was stronger and more malleable.
Yeah, it's insane that we have skyscrapers today that are.
Do you know who came up with Was it steel? Was it Carnegie?
Was it Carnegie?
Did he combine? Well, someone did iron plus coke.
I feel like the people who are super wealthy had all the materials, so they could be like, let's just mix a bunch of shit together, and then they finally get it.
Well, no, I feel like they had people who were doing it, and they just took credit for it.
So there's this guy, Henry Bessemer, who...
Bessemer, holy shit, that's weird. I haven't heard that name in 15 years, and it just clicked on me when you said that name.
He's an inventor and engineer for manufacturing steel inexpensively in 1856. The Bessemer converter. And he was knighted. He's Sir Henry Bessemer.
He was knighted. Can you imagine that?
Like Brienne of Game of Thrones.
Oh, dude, that was heart touching. Do this. You try and... For the longest time, I thought I derailed all our episodes. But today, I think it's you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I really do.
Trying to make it more interesting, Nick. Trying to make the people really love us.
Well, if they don't love us already by episode 159, we're screwed. And Brienne of Tarth.
Yep.
Is it 112?
Yep.
Honestly, I feel like I'm doing episodes like this is like 800. It feels like work.
Yeah. It's a lot when you don't have to research anything.
As opposed to your research tonight. It's been very good. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks.
Steel. Great. Amazing. Something that really revolutionized the game. You know what's even more revolutionary and crazy and not as strong as steel?
No.
Plastic.
Oil-based materials. It's kind of bizarre because you
Petroleum.
have
Petroleum-based, I'll say, for the audience. It's the more true term for someone who researched a little more than you. But
Okay.
Are they?
Yeah.
Is it?
I will give you, yeah.
Damn, bitch. Sixers win, okay? We're going to game 7. This could be a sad episode later. When
that's fantastic. How much did they win by?
Like 17.
Okay, now you can stop watching it and I shut it off. Okay,
I did. I turned it off. There's no volume. I had the game playing.
Petroleum is a broader spectrum of oil products.
Right. Here's a real question. Could you jerk off with everything petroleum based?
Could I jerk off with it?
Yeah,
KY jelly?
Yeah.
Petroleum jelly?
Correct. This is a question for science. I'm not asking you personally. I'm just asking for science.
Could I?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Like anything petroleum based. Because I have
I'll do anything for science.
What petroleum based is.
In
my mind, petroleum comes in like a crystal vial that you get from the ground, and it's like kind of like a magic stuff that you can turn into either oil or perfume.
It is one of the things that like you have this barrel of like gross oil, and then like all these products come out the other side that are like plastic water bottles. You get like microfiber, and then you get like old
this.
toys.
And you're like, this and this, and you're like, okay, can I JO with it? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, you can, Nick. Feel free.
Awesome. Sweet. So, plastic, I think, is the most important building.
The most revolutionary of our time, because everything.
It kind of is, because it's even lighter than steel. Now, it's also weaker than steel, but at the point of it being that much lighter, it doesn't matter. What's up?
No, I was trying to look for pictures of petroleum, and there's a model covered in.
Hell yeah!
Oil.
What can only be?
It looks like she got in an oil spill, and she's trying to act sexy with it.
Maybe she did, dude. Let the girl speak her mind. Let her speak her mind. You imagine if my YouTube career took off from that? Does that sound like it was into?
Gotta really.
We both sing at the exact same time. Say, speaking of her mind. I mean, I just want to hear how it sounds playing back.
Yeah.
So if we know, we're good.
Yeah. No,
we might be good.
It sounded pretty good. I mean, it must have been
really?
Great. Who knows?
Okay.
So yeah, we got a bunch of shit from oil.
Do you know where there's oil naturally occurring?
Almost everywhere. Mostly in Arab states that restrict us.
We should declare war on them or just put our people there and get oil.
Yeah, OPEC.
Never mind. It's terrible to say that.
But we also have it's like the cost of extracting the oil too, because their oil just is like easy to suck out of the ground. So,
can I tell everyone I thought you were doing a cocaine reference?
I was gonna do a milkshake reference.
Their oil is very
easy to sniff out of the ground.
Yeah.
So it's a cost. But Canada and the United States actually have like shale oils. So it's harder to get to, but we have an immense amount of it. So once the cost makes sense of going after it, we're gonna be in a pretty good position.
Not worth it.
We're gonna be oil kings, Nick, in 100 years. Maybe our sons will.
I hope not. I hope my kid's poor and he has to learn how to do things the hard way.
I can't wait for our kids to be so rich they can make up a religion and then enforce it on other people.
It's Unpander is the religion. They would definitely not show this clip right here. Can you imagine if they were like, follow the Unpanders, and we were doing a joke about the religion of the Unpanders and how ridiculous it would seem?
Well, I also think that, like, since we use it as a fuel for everything, that the byproducts are necessary to create something from. So, like, if you didn't create stuff out of the byproducts of making gasoline, we'd be like
wasting a hell of a lot.
We'd have
it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah. So, like, people like probably had to figure out a way to make byproducts work for us.
And you can make a byproduct out of everything. Make a byproduct out of garbage. Start burning garbage for.
That does exist.
I know. We've actually touched on this in the garbage episode, but it's expensive, I feel like. You have to get the garbage up to a certain heat.
Yeah, and you have to. It's very precarious because the value you can get from it is like right on the cost of like procuring it and burning it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the future, when we run out of all the raw materials that we're scavenging from the earth, all the resources, we'll probably be like, well, shit, we have to do it now.
Just go to the Amazon and cut down all the goddamn trees.
They got everything.
So here's my thing. You want to do this episode because you love wood, right?
Yeah, the grain of wood is. I think we missed something.
You didn't get into it at all. You didn't even touch on wood at all, and I want you to touch as much wood as you can.
I'm touching it right now.
In this part of the episode. Is it a wood desk?
Yeah, I have a wooden desk. It's one of the things that I've always had like a certain wood grain around me. I don't know that.
Yeah, wood fetish. I know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go into it. Seriously, let your wood fetish loose. I really have no idea.
You've never
when it comes
taken a dump and like stared at like a fake door that's like, pressed paper mesh, the cardboard.
This is gonna seem weird.
You have.
In my old house in Northeast Philly, the basement door had wood grain in it, and one of the wood grains looked like Vigo, the bad guy from Ghostbusters 2.
Huh. So
the painting? The painting.
It's like a Rorschach test.
No. It looked like him. Like, it was kind of like him. Like, if anyone saw it, they'd be like, is that Vigo from Ghostbusters 2?
There's a really tiny mouth. Giant
forehead. It was this big total. Yeah, he did have a big forehead. He did.
The noggin on that guy. But it was a living thing.
Wait, is that what they said? Yeah.
Something like that. But it's a living thing that, like, it's crazy to think that this is going to provide me, like, it provided me as a desk it still is my desk for like 15 years. And like, it had to be like grown and pieced together by something that was living. If we didn't have this, like, if we didn't have trees, what would this desk be made out of?
Plastic?
It would be
steel, concrete, brick.
They all sound awful. Doesn't that sound awful?
They do. So, this brings me into granite and marble, actually.
Sure. Quartz.
No, quartz is man-made.
Okay. Let's not talk about quartz then.
Alright, so I'm going to break it down, because I have to do this for every customer that walks into my store. Used to.
Okay, sell me a marble.
When you come in, you tell me, I want to upgrade my kitchen.
I want to spend a lot of money, Nick. I'm tired of looking at the same stuff.
So what it starts at is I have something called marble. Marble is very porous. It will stain if you look at it the wrong way. We do not offer warranties, man. Marble starts at level 6, okay? Levels are just price. Don't worry about it. Level 6. I can do you 50 square feet for like $5,000, but keep in mind, I don't offer a warranty. This is going to stain. It's very porous. If you put stuff on it, it will etch. It's soft, okay? It's beautiful. It's white. It has gray veins or blue veins. It won't
last a long time.
It will not. It will wear terribly. Marble wears terribly. But it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful substance on Earth.
So its durability and value is inverse.
Exactly. With marble, at least. Right. Yeah. Next up, I have quartzite. Quartzite is a natural stone. It's limestone that's been recalcified, folks. Say it with me. Recalcified. It's shiny as shit. It looks like crystals. And we can't do certain edges to it. You want an OG edge? We can't do it. I'm sorry.
Is it like a geode?
Geode's a funny word.
Because
it's like made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the crystals in a geode. Sure.
It looks like, but it can't be made that way because physically it's impossible. It's just pressurized something?
Correct.
Carbon?
It's
we didn't mention carbon.
No, limestone. Limestone.
Limestone?
We didn't get into that.
Is limestone carbon? I think limestone is old shellfish. Old fish, right?
Everything is old shellfish carbon. Anyway, it doesn't stain as easily as marble. Quartzite. It's a natural stone. It's beautiful. The Dolce Vita. We're talking, what's another real popular one? The one everyone wants. Oh my god.
You've forgotten already.
No, I just forget the one that everyone wants.
Granite?
It's very white. No, the quartzite everyone wants.
Extra sparkle?
No, stop. God, that's funny. So, next step up is granite, folks. Granite comes, it's igneous rock, strong. It has various colors represented throughout it, okay? We got dark, we got light, we got dark, we got a lot of chaos, we got a lot of motion, we got a lot going on. I do not have a white granite. If you come into my shop and you want to see a white granite with waves that look like marble, go F yourself. You're probably a white lady in in your 40s and you think you're going to find a level 1 granite.
Haircut.
Oh my god, they're the worst people in the world. And they're like, let's just check the granites. Damn, I know what you're looking for. You're not going to find it in granite. Granite has movement. Granite has chaos. Granite has different elements. But granite is beautiful. Okay? Naturally occurring stone. Still porous, but not as porous as marble. Okay? Gorgeous. Natural stone. It's, makes me get hard just thinking about it.
I wish this was your real pitch.
Last one. Oh, I almost say these exact things.
Super hard.
Last one is quartz. Quartz is a man-made product. 90% stone, 10% resins and polymers that make it impervious to staining.
Random crap.
Impervious? Not impervious. You leave red wine on it for 3 days, it will stain, man. But much better. We offer warranties. Quartz is man-made. It always looks the same every time we get it in, okay? I don't have them all in because there's 5 companies we deal with that have 50 variants each. I'd have to have 250 slabs back here. Do you think I have 250 slabs? I don't. I'm going to save you the trouble. Quartz looks the same every time. It's man-made. Might it look manufactured in 5-10 years? Probably, bitch. It's probably going to look fake as hell in 10 years. Okay? Granite, which might not be as hot right now, will always look beautiful because it's naturally occurring. It takes thousands of years to make in the earth. Boom. I don't care if it doesn't look white with white veins and all your stupid shit. It's a naturally occurring stone. Thank you, granite. Get you some granite, folks.
Do you sell corian too?
No, we stopped selling corian.
Because it was a thing.
Corian's like impervious. Oh my god. You can chop nuclear waste on a corian countertop and it won't give you cancer.
Yet people don't give a shit about that.
Because it looks ugly.
Yeah, it does look ugly.
It looks dated. Oh, it's a look thing.
Yeah, and the value to something is how rare and unique it is because you want to be the snowflake, right?
So hold on. That's so weird that you say that. So my granites, I have a level 1 granite, level 20 granite. The price difference being $48 a square foot to $318 a square foot. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that drives that price is rarity. My favorite level 20 Blue Bahia granite. It's blue, it's naturally occurring, and it has dark blue veins. Blue Bahia, Bahiaa.
I was thinking about the
And
lapis
it's so
lazuli.
Oh, lapis lazuli.
Lazuli.
I call it whatever you want to pronounce it, however the hell you want. So what happens with these natural occurring materials is the rarity dictates the price. So it's not necessarily how strong it is, how good it holds up, how awesome it is at building. It's just this is how rare this substance is.
Spell it again.
Blue, and then Bahia, Bahia.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
It's one of my favorite stones we sold.
Kind of reminds me of my guitar.
Oh! My man's trying to do a humble brag.
Ooh, a little bit. Ooh, it's a little dusty, It's okay. He's gonna play a little bit there. So that leads us into carbon. You gonna go touch carbon?
What is touching carbon, dude? Carbon's like the most important part of living.
Yeah,
of life. Oh, speaking of which, just to end this, don't look for granite or quartz that looks like marble. You're a dumbass. Don't expect to spend the cheapest price to get something that looks awesome. Don't waste my time and say granite when it's granite. Okay? And lastly, get some natural coloration. Just friggin' do it. That's nature. It took thousands of years to make. Just friggin' buy it. Okay?
Use promo code
code UMP your mom. I was going to say some really bad words.
Yeah, you stopped.
I stopped because people will be able to
I would have liked it, but
I know
the universe would come down on you pretty hard.
What is going on in your background?
It is raining like a bastard outside.
That's rain?
Yeah.
Holy crap, I thought people were shoveling snow. Holy crap.
It's impressive. So carbon is essential for life forms. Our life forms?
Our life forms. We touched on this in an episode with a bio major.
So, yeah.
What's her name? Randy Register? I forget her name. Anyway.
Suze? What, Suze?
Do you think?
Is that
fine? Yeah. Do you think? Is she single?
Yeah, I think so. So the carbon is the only stat I have on carbon is carbon is made up of everything has carbon. Living organisms. I think every single living organism has carbon in it.
Is it valence shell -2, right? It's like the second valence shell is all the way filled.
I don't know that it means anything to anybody else, but it's.
I mean, it's thunder.
Yeah, it's thunder.
Holy crap, dude! We gotta end this episode. You're going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, it's the strength of the bonds that carbon creates and the variety of bonds that it can make. That makes carbon essential for mixing and matching and making a human being.
Carbon's the most important material. It bonds with water, it bonds with this, it bonds with this, it bonds with pretty much everything. It needs 2 electrons, folks.
Yeah.
You got 2 electrons you want to dance with? You want to dance with the devil at night? You can F with some carbon. True, seriously. That's why carbon is one of the most popular building blocks of life, they say. Mm-hmm. Correct?
The building blocks are like the timber of life. And carbon, surprisingly, actually is wood. Right? Because wood is made of carbon?
I think it is, but I'm not. I mean, you better check that one because I have no idea. Well, I'm just going with sure.
50% carbon. Mostly carbon. Carbon capture. They say the Amazon rainforest is like they thought it was carbon capture. Like as you're burning the wood, you're releasing carbon, causing climate change and all sorts of awful things. So that's why I think even like your stones, like they say, like can you condense carbon into a stone? Like that would be pretty sweet if you could have like carbon countertops. Is that such a thing?
I have no idea. This is above my pay grade, folks.
I think you should open up a store selling carbon. This is a thing, actually.
I actually do concrete countertops, I think. Or is that cement? No, I'm not sure.
Carbon fiber. Yeah, you and I both like this is going to be dated in 10 years. Carbon steel. I think we've seen these before. Anyway, where was I going to go? Oh, so like building all of the stuff that we like, the stuff that we build, it's a possession, but we build a house to house our possessions. And as Americans,
it's a possession to hold our possessions.
Yeah. Do you know how many square feet your house is? Do you have a ballpark estimate? How many rooms it has? Can you count the rooms? Do you have?
I'm just under an acre square.
The lot size.
Property. Right. It's like split level.
You can't count the rooms?
I'm counting them now. Basement computer.
So I have like 2,500 square feet in my house. And honestly,
I'm probably at like 2,000. I have no idea. I made that up based on. I've never been to your house.
Isn't that weird?
And
you've never been to my house. We don't even know each other.
Yeah. So bizarre.
You
wouldn't have seen all the stuff I build out of wood. So I have like...
Well, so the whole point of this episode is wood, and you didn't get into what you build with wood.
So...
Don't you do like...
Woodworking?
Entertainment?
Yeah, I built an entertainment cabinet.
Shelves?
Yeah. I customized it to fit exactly what I wanted in. Like 2 computers. You had like the, media center stuff in the middle, and then you have all the old media DVDs that no longer are needed. I had like a tray that slid out. I made that myself. I also made like a little booth thing, and I made cabinets and all sorts of stuff. Woodworking is one of those weird things that's very relaxing, but also it gets in your hands, like literally. Like it dries your hands out, and then it gets... Like you're supposed to wear a mask because it can kill you. Like if you get too much wood fiber and pulp and dust in your nose, like it will cause bad things.
You will never ride a dirt bike.
I have in the past, a mini bike. Quads. You ever rode a quad?
You know what a quad is. Have
you ridden one?
No, I probably could. I mean, dirt bike's way harder.
I don't know. I don't know for you.
I took the harder one and broke my leg to do it. I mean, I could do the easier one probably.
Yeah. So there's a passion to it. I think building these things is a source of pride. You get to a point where it's more functional though. Like if you can't build it to be functional and beautiful, you're just like, nah, I don't need to do that. It's a waste of time. We didn't even talk about IKEA. Like the engineering of building things, like the base functionality that's provided with the cheapest cost.
Oh no, 1 second, I have to really hope I didn't get a dick pic. I didn't. That's awesome. Okay, cool.
Not a dick pic. So
it wasn't a dick pic.
It's like, do you have any IKEA furniture? You have those side tables and the coffee table,
a cabinet,
bookcase.
It was a bookcase, and
a billy?
Also
you get a billy?
What?
A billy bookcase?
Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest seller of bookcases ever.
In the world?
In the world.
Are you basing this on fact? I feel like you're just kind of.
I'm basing it on IKEA's brochure.
God damn it! We can't base it on IKEA's brochure. You're still missing the point. I wanted you to get hard or like get weird about like wood grains and how beautiful.
You've never rubbed your hand on a wood grain before and like thought, like this is the snowflake.
No,
it's like there's no way that like anyone could recreate a wood grain exactly. It's like a fingerprint.
No, and what you're
it's like slicing people in half and like expecting them to look the same. If you're a serial killer.
I was just about to say no, but this is like how I think of my job at some marble factory. But that's the loudest.
It's loud.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But each stone.
It's the shittiest episode ever.
You knew it was. Come on.
I know, yeah, but it's enjoyable to me.
Sixers playoffs. It's enjoyable to me as well.
But like the IKEA bookcases aren't like wood pulp glued together. It's exactly like your countertop that's like Corian or the other bullshit, quartz.
Yeah.
So like it's a man-made product engineered to be a certain thing. It's like engineered wood. It's like layers of wood. Plywood, like a building material, is layers of wood put together.
What's the softwood?
Balsa?
Real soft, like fake wood. Engineered wood.
Soft. And there's no.
Who said plywood? It's not plywood. It's
balsa. I have no idea. You have to give me a scenario context. It's a wood. It's soft. It's softer than
you punch a hole
other
in
woods.
it. It's like some bookcases, some.
Are you over the rain?
You're in the rain. All right. Let's kind of go towards our wrapping it up.
I want to do possessions.
That's
So
fine.
like we build these
Perfect.
giant houses so that we could house all our possessions, our drum kits, our guitars, our computers, our bases.
Our doors.
Like, if you lived without possessions, do you think you'd be happy? You'd be like essentially a Buddhist. Like, you'd give up all your possessions. Would you be?
That'd be fine.
You'd be fine. You'd be fine not having a computer, a phone. What would you do all day? You'd find your inner Zen.
Not necessarily. I'd find something to do. I'd get really good at building caves. Get really good at doing my wife. Like, there's things you can do
master
when
of
you
sex.
don't have other... Oh, you could be really good at masturbating. Can you imagine if you're the best masturbator in the world?
Tantric?
Keep in mind... No, yeah, I mean, there is someone out there who's the world's best masturbator. Right? No, do not Google world's best masturbator. God damn.
Longest
There's no
orgasm.
way. Isn't it pigs?
The longest orgasm in mammals is one of the domestic pig. So scruffa.
Hey, God damn it, I'm good.
Domesticus. On average, an orgasm lasts 30
26
minutes,
minutes
and can last as long as 90 minutes. I'm jealous of a pig for once. 90-minute orgasm.
Not what you said about your wife earlier. That's so weird.
I'm jealous of a pig. And then I clicked on something else. Okay.
Did you get... Was it pig sex link?
I could just... Yeah.
Was there? Wait, was there?
I'm not going to discuss this on the podcast.
No, I just want to know if there was. I didn't ask if you clicked on them.
I'm going to... No.
Okay.
Definitely not. No.
Wait, do you want to hear the funniest thing I heard today?
Does it have to do with hot dogs?
No, it was a different podcast.
Hot dogs. Get your hot dog. What?
Come down to the bit, and I know I hate them.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine if, like an 8-year-old makes a pamphlet for their mom on Mother's Day, which is coming up, or when this is released, it might be next Mother's Day, so I'm going to be right on. And it's like, hey, free neck rub, free back massage, free kisses, free hugs, and it's like the kid writing on a coupon, or,
Yeah.
whatever.
The dad
use a whole book,
slips one in.
and they give. Well, no. They give it to the parent, right? Like for the holiday. Parent doesn't care. It's lost in their possession, and the neighborhood pedophile picks it up. And he brings it up to the house, and he says, I'm here for my free neck massage from your son. And someone's like, this is disgusting. You can't be in here, sir. Sir, get out. Get out, sir. And then he brings it to court. He goes to court, and before a judge, the judge is like, I'm sorry, it's legally binding. And in front of the parents, this 8-year-old has to hug and kiss a stranger who is like,
Oh, God.
I think that's the funniest bit I ever heard. And I was like, oh, shit. Anyway, and then they made a joke that other pedophiles in the area might start counterfeiting kids' coupons.
Oh, God.
So there's someone who's an expert with an eyeglass that has to like check these things. Be like, that's not his handwriting. This is someone else. This is a counterfeit. He does not have to hug the stranger.
But it's actually someone else's hugs and kisses. Two
Hugs
pedophiles found each other's counterfeits.
Damn. But either way, I thought that was the best bit I had
It's
heard
pretty good.
in probably weeks. And I was like, Billy, you're going to have to kiss this man because you made a promise. Dad, I don't want to. You made a promise. You're going to have to kiss this man. This is a coupon. You can't just write these willy-nilly, son. You gotta listen to your promise. You gotta kiss this man. You gotta give him a kiss on the lips. Okay? You gotta kiss him on the lips. It's like,
Holy crap.
crap. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh, damn.
We're talking about wood tonight.
Is that what we're talking about tonight? God damn. I ruined the episode. So, folks, if you're tuning in just right now, or you fast forwarded to this moment somehow, we talked about wood, brick,
building materials,
metal, steel, plastic, all these things we build with.
Granite, quartzite, quartz.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Please, don't.
White granite.
In fact, go to King of Prussia and ask for white granite. Say you want to tour the facility for 2 hours.
I'd like to waste the salesman's time. How much will that cost? Nothing? Oh, perfect.
Hold on.
There's
Do you know
more.
there were designers who come to our place?
Oh, they mix and match
They get
everything, and then they go,
paid
okay, thank you. I don't need any of that.
Did you hear that?
I heard like a weird mouse noise.
Yeah, it's my kid's piano, but I don't know where it is, and I don't know why it just set off suddenly.
This is the source of Chucky.
We're dead. They're designers. That's someone who charges a couple or a person like $40 an hour.
Yeah, way more money than
$80 an hour, $120 an hour, and says we have to find the right fit. They would come to our shop. They don't care who their sales rep is, and they just want to tour the slab yard because we're the biggest one on the East Coast.
Just let them back there all by themselves.
Oh, it doesn't matter who they're. They can waste your time or nobody's time for 2 hours, not pick anything, and then leave. So that the designer charged their client like $300 for that day, and me, I got to walk them around and tell them about the levels and the prices. And
for me, that's enjoyable to see all the variety of stuff that could be in my house. I don't know why someone would trade that for somebody else.
For like,
some people don't give a shit, but they pay a lot of money to have it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Just get the cheapest shit possible.
No, not the cheapest shit. Jesus Christ.
Most durable. Like a Corian.
Level 3 and above. Okay. Level 3 is where things start opening up.
I'm gonna set up shop right outside trying to sell Corian. Like, this shit's ugly, but it's durable.
Cheaper shit. Cheaper shit.
Get your cheap shit here. Get your value. Get your value.
Screaming.
Got your value.
Screaming people. Anyway, folks, we touched on
everything.
All the
carbon,
all the builder grade stuff.
Architects,
how they have to have
passion,
certain angles,
wood, grain.
Oh my god,
timber,
wood, grains. We talked about timber.
Oh my
7 times.
Frequency
Justin Timberlake.
Has nothing to do with
timber
wood.
Boots. Timber
metal
this.
Metal
timber that.
Metal.
We talked about your kids. We talked about your kids' lives. We talked about knives against your kids' lives. And you have to watch these episodes and donate to our Patreon, or we're going to find you. We're going to go into your homes, whether your kids are there or not, and we're going to hit that subscribe button, folks. You hit that subscribe button. Anyway, hope everyone has a great night. Hope everyone's feeling fine. And I hope everyone's feeling their wood. Feel your wood.
Oh, yeah.
Where is it? Where's your wood?
Feel it.
Feel your wood.
I'm feeling it. We like a lot of things. Especially
we like
you.
You, folks. We like you a lot. This is nuts. Tune in next time when we talk about just your wood. Okay?
Good night.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks.